Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, guys. As we talked yesterday, we today take a look at the Great British Pound because it's a lot of things that we need to discuss here. Today we put the report and weekly report as usual in our thread. This update of our long-term view on the Great British Pound, and in general we could say that everything stands the same. So on the Great British Pound exists long-term bearish sentiment, and currently the problem is not just with the Brexit process, so whether this will happen or not, and when it will happen, but the problem is with the uncertainty. So there is no clarity in the domestic political situation in the United Kingdom, and investors and the business that in the United Kingdom currently has the problem not with the Brexit itself, but with the expectation. So when you, for example, when you already have the event, when the Brexit has happened, you already know the rules and how the business works in new circumstances. But while you are waiting for the Brexit, you do not know what will change and how the business will function. And that really depresses the economy life and makes a negative impact on the sentiment. That's confirming by the last update from the Fathom Consulting on the United Kingdom sentiment. This is confirmed by recent statistics that we have from the United Kingdom, and that is only the half of the story. So that's just an expectation, and the other reforms will happen when the Brexit will become a reality. In any manner, what it will happen. So what will be the agreement Brexit, or it will be hard Brexit or something. Definitely some reorganization in that kingdom economy will happen, and that's also will not change the situation positive in a blink of an eye. So definitely in the moment of after Brexit, the first few months or even years also will be negative, and that's really makes overall perspective on the Great British Pound to blur and not really very good, I suppose. So that led us to keep our long-term view as a bearish on the Great British Pound and plan our trades correspondingly. So we have some extended targets. We have some reasons to suggest that market could drop even below the 121 area in the long-term perspective. But in the shorter term, in the weekly, in the video, we will focus on the setup that we will get on the coming week. So here, one of the major events, technical events, has happened finally. So if you remember, we talked about the Great British Pound last time in the weekly report in the beginning of the May. So we have made some updates on daily videos, but the weekly report was prepared on the beginning of the May, and we said that here, guys, actually we have reverse hand shoulder pattern. So that's the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and here we in detail have discussed what really has happened in this area. Why we said that this is the turning point for the Great British Pound, and this is clear indication of the weakness, which could mean that this is real big vital reversal to the downside, and it has happened here. But to get final confirmation, we need to break below the bottom of the right arm. So here's the hand shoulder pattern, as you can see, left shoulder, head, right, neck line. The problem is not just with the moment that market wasn't able to pass through the neckline, but in a way how this will happen. So actually, that was an inability of the market to break through the neckline. If you would like to recall what we have said about this, you could read the previous report. This is really a lot of talking about this. But currently what is more important is our suggestion was correct, and market indeed turns down. Here it was gradually slow action because initially it was treated as the just retracement, some pullback. The news from the United States also was not too positive, and that makes the slowdown effect on the drop. But as market close is coming to these lows, the downward action becomes faster. And take a look what really we had within the few weeks here. It was fast acceleration. As you can see, AB and CD legs are quite different. The CD shows really very fast drop. So, and market finally last week has dropped not only below the major 618 support, but also below the bottom of the right arm, which put the shadow of the hand shoulders itself and suggested drop below these lows. In the perspective of the few weeks, I suppose. Currently, our task is to create the trading plan for taking the short position on the Great British Pound. So here, taking into consideration our major A, B, CD pattern that we have, market stands just for the 60 pips above the OP target. So it means that currently no really big sense for taking the short position right now, because it's too small distance to the OP, and the existence of the OP suggests the pullback. Besides, market stands at oversold. So it means that when the market hits the OP accompanied by the oversold, it definitely will happen some pullback here. That's the core of our trading plan. Now, taking into consideration the way how market is dropping, you could see really good thrust down, and that is another key, another clue to the situation, because that could provide the Jordan patience, in particular speaking, the bread and butter sell. So in the next week, we're going to watch for bread and butter sell. That should start from the OP with the pullback, and in the point when the bread and butter will turn down, that will be our major level where we're going to go take the short position. That's our major idea. So the first stage of the trading plan suggests drop to the OP hitting in 2660. Next, we are watching for a pullback, and when the OP will be finished, I mean the pullback will be finished, here we're going to take the short position with the downward continuation. XOP stands in 2340 area. So on the 4-hour time frame chart, the level that we will be watching for as starting point for a bread and butter is a confidence. It's 2888, 2914 right now, but as market will drop slightly lower to the daily OP, it means that this level also will slide a bit lower, so it will be somewhere around this level, where it stands right now, this area. So it will be approximately around 2840, I suppose. So 60 pips lower. So that where OP should stand. But we're going to watch for this combination of the patience, because to start, bread and butter has to reach the major 30% resistance level, and it stands right here. With the 4-hour time frame set up, you see that our hand shoulders here is completed. Market mostly has hit the XOP target. And for scalp traders, guys, well, you could watch for some minor patience as well, because take a look that this thrust down stands also perfect, and it's a part of the daily thrust, but it's shorter. So you could use these two levels for patience. For example, you could watch for small bread and butters or double repo pattern even could be formed here. So if you trade on the intraday chart, on the hourly chart, then the different patterns could be formed for trading within a few hours. It's not forbidden. But we are watching for a major daily pattern because we are focused in the video on the daily time frame. That's our major time frame for trading, and we are not going to trade the Great British Pound on the bullish side right now. We are watching for an entry point to take the short position. So that's our view on the Great British Pound. Read the report. It's a lot of interesting fundamental things there. And let's see how our trading plan will turn in the coming week.